Channel 3 live coverage of the March of Champions, the victory parade and rally for the University of Connecticut women's basketball team. There you see the team members arriving near the Capitol now. There's Coach Auriemma with the hat on, and all the team members gathered there and saying thanks to the fans for all their support all season long.
The parade stepped off from the Capitol at 2 o'clock, and that's where it ends, where a big rally is planned. Members of the team are expected to speak, as well as Coach and perhaps Governor Rowland. We are proud to provide you continuous live coverage of this big day for the UConn women Huskies here in Connecticut.
A big day and a rough day weather-wise. We started out with all that snow, and then when the snow cleared out, we had the wind, and the wind chill factor very much an issue for the fans, but still they came out bundled up, and they wanted to be here for the women and say, thanks, you guys. You gave us a lot of thrills and chills all season long, and our hats are off to you for winning that championship.
The winds are gusting, we're told, up to 50 miles an hour, so it is very blustery out there. But Channel 3's Dee Griffin is handling it very well. You're weathering the cold, being from Georgia and all, Dee.
Yes, I am weathering this today, but the sun came out miraculously, but still the wind chills are incredible today. 50, as you said, miles an hour, but people are out here. They're doing their best to bundle up and welcome in the Husky women. Now, I tell you, in the last 2 seconds, hordes of people, like a sea of people, came running up from the street because the women have made it now into the parking lot of the state capitol. They're making their way up the hill now, and the people are coming from the street. The people who watched them and marched with them throughout downtown Hartford are now coming, making their way up to the capitol, over to this north side to get here. You see them now. Look at the crowds of people. They just came flooding in all of a sudden, trying to get good spots up here. There you see them, and there you see the police. They are trying to make sure everything is as orderly as possible, get these women in through the Capitol, and then they're going to come out to the back side over here right behind me, and this is where they will be speaking up here on this podium. Now, so far, the band has lined up right up here in front. They are all ready, and they will have a presentation first. Then the women will come out. All the dignitaries will be around them seated as well. And everyone, these people in front of me now, they've been here for about an hour. They came and stood their spots. They have signs, they have banners, everybody waving, ready for the Huskies. Yay! There you go. Yay! Yeah, they are ready for the Huskies, which they will be coming out in, I guess, about 5 minutes or so. And some people are still flooding in, and then also the vendors are coming in with their souvenirs to sell over in this area. But this is a great sight here. People who were participating in the parade, they have left their floats, they've left their cars, and they've come on out to see this rally here. Now, something interesting, I just was talking with someone right outside here. They said they wanted everything to be as similar as possible to the men's celebration from last year, if you recall the rally that was here. Well, they didn't have such a platform as this, but they made it as comfortable as possible so that everyone can be able to see the champions. They can also see the dignitaries who will be here to congratulate them and greet them as well. So it's a very impressive crowd out there. I tell you, in a matter of minutes, it went from about 200 to nearly 1,000. It's swollen so much where people are coming in, and they were with the women all of the way. There you see someone with a Svet sign. Yeah, they're ready to see their favorite players.
Dee, this must be really exciting for you personally because, of course, you watched the team in Philadelphia.
Right, and I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces of the fans who were in Philadelphia who made the trek back to Gamble on Monday to welcome the women back, and then they're here as well again today. So these are some diehard fans. A lot of people are saying, you know, I can't believe so many people came out to see this. Here's Coach Gino walking around amongst the crowd here. A lot of people are saying, you know, I can't believe so many people came out to see this today despite the temperatures, but these are die-hard fans. They're chanting, Gino, Gino, Gino. He is a hero today. This is his day. It's been his week. I think we are safe to say it's been his year so far. Well, yes. 2000 is his year.
Governor Rowland this morning called him the greatest coach of all time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think he even blushed with that one.
That's right. He is he is a hero. He's a celebrity, a real hero. People are here now turning their attention to Coach Gino. They all love him, and I tell you, it's quite amazing to see such a turnout and so many people just love him because of what he's done. And I think everybody thinks they marvel at the thing of he's done it before, but also again. And you don't see so many comebacks often. You know, 95 is not so far gone, but still he was able to come back in 2000 and do it again. And I think people here really appreciate that. I think the governor should call this, instead of the nutmeg state, maybe the state of champions.
Well,
sounds nice ring to it.
We've got a lot of champions in our history. UConn 36-1 on the regular season.
That's right.
We should also point out that besides winning the national title this year, this is the 7th straight year that they won the Big East, Conference title, and they've breezed through the tournament this past year. You know, they are really amazing, these young women, and how hard they work toward this goal. And as was said earlier, they come from all over the world to be part of this.
The whole theme throughout the Final Four of the last weekend in Philadelphia, I can't say it enough, as I've been saying it often, is so many people just admire these women because of the class, the sophistication, but the hard work that they put in as well. You see other teams, they're not as refined, I guess you could say, as the UConn Husky women are. And a lot of people respect that. You know, these ladies, when you go and interview them, they're very respectful. They come out and they tell you what they have to say, and there's nothing, not a bad word comes out of their mouth. You know, they come in and they play with their hearts, but they don't get sort of, you know, dog eat dog like a lot of people, and rough like a lot of other teams. Whereas these women, they come out, they do what they have to do, and they say, okay, we did it. And they don't revel in it. They say, okay, we did it, but we have another year to go. We're not going to sit back and say, let's stop here. Let's keep going.
Well, but Coach Ariema will make sure they do that.
That's right.
Yeah, he did say he would work them even harder this year. It's sort of pure and wholesome basketball, I think, when you watch the women. And Coach is probably going to need to build a warehouse to hold all of the awards that he's won. Named Associate Press Coach of the Year for the 3rd time in 6 years of this award. Coach of the Year by the Women's Basketball Coaches Association. Naismith National Coach of the Year. Big East Coach of the Year for the 4th time. The awards just keep on coming.
And they love him. Everyone loves him. I mean, he's such a nice man as well. He's so accommodating, and you just stop and you talk to him all the time. He'll stop and talk with you, and I think the fans really appreciate that. He doesn't stand holier than thou. He's like, hey, I'm a normal guy just like you know, with his Philadelphia accent, of course.
Yeah, so when he speaks, he always speaks in terms of we and us.
That's right.
Rather than me and I.
He's a great guy, and I think it shows right now by this, you know, seeing this crowd here. This says a lot. This speaks volume about not only what people think of the team, but what they think of the coach, and by them chanting his name, I think that says a lot. They are all out here from all over the state, some from even Massachusetts, some people from New York have come up here to see the UConn Husky women, here to see Coach Gino. They're chanting his name there. And the women are lining up inside the Capitol. I guess they're probably also warming up, saying we can take 2 seconds to warm up before stepping out into the cold, into the podium up here. And people are crowding out. So
I wonder if we shouldn't use this opportunity to take a break, Dee, before the team and the coaches and Lou Perkins and the University President Phil Austin and the governor and all the rest come out.
Yes.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Okay, let's do it then. We'll be right back. You're watching live Channel 3 coverage of the March of Champions. This is a picture of the national champions, the north side of the Capitol building, where a rally is about to get underway. The parade honoring the women is still winding its way through Hartford. The women have arrived at the Capitol just about a few minutes ago, and we're waiting for the various dignitaries to take their places there on the stage and for the speeches and the cheering to begin. We
saw Congressman John Larson there, and we'll see, of course, the governor, probably hear from him, and Athletic Director Lou Perkins when we go to that rally.
That's right. Let's go now to Channel 3's Dee Griffin, who has a pretty good seat there at that rally. Dee?
Have the best seat in the house, I want you to know. Right now, Jonathan, the Husky dog mascot, is leading the UConn fans in a big cheer for UConn. The women are now seated. We have a lot of people on hand here. The governor is seated next to the podium. You can't see him from this vantage point over here. They're also wheeling out the trophy that was given to the women. It's a Sears trophy presented. It's a Waterford Crystal trophy. It's worth $30,000, and these women are very proud to have that, and it will be wheeled out here. It's coming to the podium now. Don't want anybody to get too close to that.
Dee, I think I remember they told us that that crystal ball is not actually attached to the base of
No,
that.
it is not.
So they better be careful with those winds.
It's right behind the base of it. Now the ball is coming on with the winds. That will be hard, but it's pretty heavy. I held it last week. It is pretty heavy. Now people are cheering as the ball goes on top. That is the trophy that was presented. It's a Waterford crystal, and Jonathan is a little close to it. He's wiping it off with his tail. I would be a little nervous right about now. It's very beautiful.
There we see Mayor Mike Peters.
Lieutenant Governor Rell on the left. Sue Bird in the background there. You see her looking around. There's President Austin of the University of Connecticut on the right with glasses.
Team members are filing in and taking their seats.
Roger Gelfenbein, Board of Trustees Chairman for the University of Connecticut there in the gray hair. Kevin Sullivan clapping there, the Senate President Pro Tem. Svetlana making her way to her seat. And that at the microphone there is Tim Tolliken, the Public Information Director at the University of Connecticut, Sports Information Director.
If we can have your attention, please, we'd like to begin the program. Good afternoon and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to our UConn Women's Basketball National Champions Rally. I think this wonderful support displayed today by each one of you is probably the most fitting tribute to Gino and our wonderful national champions. To begin today's program, we'd like to welcome a special friend and supporter of the University of Connecticut and the UConn Division of Athletics. He signed into law UConn 2000 in 1995. And the state of Connecticut and our state's flagship university are today the beneficiaries of that bold initiative. Please welcome the governor of the state of Connecticut, the Honorable John G. Rowland.
Thank you. You're going to see the world's shortest speaking program. But Gino could speak as long as he'd like. First, let me say that UConn 2000 never would have happened if it wasn't for our basketball program, both men and women's. And we thank you for putting us on the map and bringing the type of excitement that we've seen across this state for our University of Connecticut, our flagship university. Secondly, I want to thank the women on this team for one reason. Not only are they wonderful athletes, not only are they wonderful students, but I'd like to thank them all for being great role models to young men, great role models to young men and young women, not only across the state of Connecticut, but now across the nation. Thank you all, and God bless.
Our next speaker loves the Huskies and has been a loyal follower and supporter of all the successes that are Connecticut athletics and UConn basketball. The Lieutenant Governor of the state of Connecticut, the Honorable Jody Rell.
Thank you. First of all, I want to say to all of you, thank you very much for braving this weather today and coming out for our UConn women. And to our UConn women, let me tell you that you have captured our hearts. You have given us some real remarkable memories this year, and you've given us a title that really belongs to you. Thank you very much.
The outstanding bipartisan legislative support enjoyed by the University of Connecticut allows all internal units at UConn to excel at the highest levels of public education. Please welcome the President Pro Tem of the Connecticut Senate, the Honorable Kevin Sullivan. It may be a cold day in Hartford today, but we've got the hottest team in America. All of us are so proud. We thank the President, President Austin. We thank Coach Auriemma, but most of all, we thank the UConn Huskies team, #1 in America. Next up, please welcome Minority Leader Pro Tem, the Honorable Louis DeLuca.
Thank you for representing us all over the country and all over the world. We look up to each and every one of you. Of course, I look up to all of them. But they come from many different areas in the country and, in fact, the world. They're a class act, and we thank them for representing us.
Our distinguished Speaker of the House of Representatives, Maura Lyons, could not be with us today, but to bring greetings from the House, we'd like to welcome up to the podium the Honorable Representative Marie Kirkley Bay.
I am just overwhelmed to be here today and have the opportunity to personally say to the women on the Husky team how proud I am of them and how much I've enjoyed this season, as well as how much I've enjoyed learning so much about Gino Auriemma. I think his winning in Philadelphia was a crowning glory for him, and listening to the interviews after that made me realize that he's truly a man for all seasons. My granddaughter in 4 years will be there to play basketball, and I hope Gino is there too. Thank you. This is a citation on behalf of Maura Lyons, Speaker of the House from the 146th District, Representative Robert M. Ward of the 86th District, Senator George C. Jepson of the 27th District, Representative David Pudlin from the 24th, Senator Kevin Sullivan from the 5th District, and Senator M. Adele Eads from the 30th. Be it hereby known to all that the Connecticut General Assembly hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to the University of Connecticut's women's basketball team in recognition of becoming the 2000th year national champion of the NCAA women's basketball. The entire state is proud of their accomplishments this year. The members of the team continue to possess and show a positive role model for young women and men of the state of Connecticut and the entire nation. It is with pride that the state of Connecticut's General Assembly celebrates the team's victory. Your dedication and perseverance and the UConn's women's basketball team has proven that their goals can be accomplished, and congratulations to all. Thank you so very much.
Staying positive, staying upbeat, moving forward, and realizing success. That could describe our national champions, and it also describes a great friend of UConn, the mayor of the city of Hartford, Mike Peters.
Are you kidding me? Is this great or what, huh? You know, I told you last year, stay off the grass. You're still on the grass. Get off the grass. I'm gonna get it. You know what? Back in 1995, when the UConn lady team won the national championship, that same year, we started a girls' basketball league in the city of Hartford. I can tell you now, because of Gino and the team then, and Gino and the team now, we have over 600 young ladies that play in that league every year. That's a tribute to your team. And I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being a part of our state and, most importantly, our city. God bless you.
The University of Connecticut is currently undergoing a phenomenal facelift. Thanks to the passage of UConn 2000, which was approved by both the House and Senate and signed into law by Governor Rowland, UConn's main campus and stores and each of our regional campuses have a new look, with many major construction projects already completed and numerous other buildings under construction. Directing the excitement that is our state's flagship university is the president of the University of Connecticut, Dr. Philip Austin.
Thank you very much. Gino, thank you. Thank you for the victory. Thank you for the way in which you achieved it as you do everything with class. Thank you for emphasizing academics. And we'll see you here again next year.
The UConn Division of Athletics supports 23 intercollegiate teams, and some 600 student athletes strive for excellence daily, both in the classroom as well as on the courts and the playing fields. Leading our UConn athletics program into the 21st century is UConn Director of Athletics, Lou Perkins.
I just told the governor that when they announced me, it wouldn't be booze, it would be Lou. So I just wanted, hey, how great is this basketball team over here? You know, everybody, you know, since 1990, we've won 3 national championships. Everybody wants to know why we can win 3 national championships. It's because of these young ladies. It's because of the great coaches that we have. But the most important is the great fans that we have, and we thank you very, very, very much.
We now want to recognize a few of the behind-the-scenes support people at the University of Connecticut Athletic Department who have played major roles in the winning of this national championship. We'd like them to just stand and be recognized. Our Senior Associate Director of Athletics and the Program Administrator for UConn Women's Basketball at UConn, Jeff Hathaway. The Athletic Trainer for UConn Women's Basketball, Rosemary Ragle. Handling all the media and public relations responsibilities for UConn Women's Basketball from our Office of Athletic Communications, Anne-Marie Person. The all-important role of team managers has been headed during the national championship season by 2 students, Tom Tedesco and Catherine Fiesler. Now it's time to say thank you to the 13 members of the UConn women's basketball team who today reign as NCAA Division I national champions. From New Albany, Indiana, the only freshman on this year's squad, number 23, Kenitra Johnson. From Littleton, Colorado, despite being sidelined during the season because of an injury, she stayed with the club, number 14, sophomore Kirsten Walters. From Syosset, New York, she ran the show at the point, number 10, sophomore Sue Bird. From McKeesport, Pennsylvania, a starter in 34 games, number 32, sophomore Swin Cash. From Piscataway, New Jersey, and oh, was that jump shot sweet during the championship run, number 15, sophomore Asia Jones. Number 34, sophomore Tamika Williams. From Guilford, Connecticut, an in-state member of our national champions, number 13, junior Marcy Zell.
From Victoria, British Columbia, in her first playing season at UConn, number 44, junior Christine Rigby. From Queyon, Quebec, Canada, she had an NCAA Women's Final Four record, 9 blocks versus Tennessee, number 11, junior Kelly Schumacher. From St. Petersburg, Russia, she continues to dazzle us as a player and as a person. Number 25, All-American Svetlana Abrasamova. From Fayetteville, North Carolina,
the Big East Player of the Year, the MVP at the Final Four, junior co-captain Shea Ralph. From Midwest City, Oklahoma, she'll graduate from UConn, having been part of a 4-year overall record of 136 wins and only 10 losses and a national championship. Paige Sauer. And from Norman, Oklahoma, the smile wins you over immediately, and the nickname lasts forever. Bam Bam, Stacy Hansmeyer. We'd now like Governor Rowland to come back up and present to Stacy and Paige and to Shea, the tri-captains, a special little something.
Each and every one of the players will be receiving, as a memento of this wonderful year, a license plate which reads,
First of all, I'd like to thank all you guys all year long. You guys are so awesome, and we could have not done it without you. Nine months ago, 13 players from all over the world came together, and we made a goal, and that was to win the national championship. And we did it. I want to thank the coaches. You guys are awesome. Coach, I love you. I'm going to miss you. And to the players, thanks for the memories.
We now want to recognize the phenomenal coaching staff that put this whole thing together. In her third year as a member of the UConn coaching staff, she's now been a part of 2 national championships. As a student athlete at UConn, she starred on Connecticut's 35-0 national championship team in 1995. She's been involved with Husky women's basketball for 7 years as both a player and coach, and been part of 216 wins in those 7 years. Assistant coach Jamel Elliott. In her 6th season as an assistant coach at Connecticut, she arrived just in time to experience the perfect 35-0 year in 94-95. And in the last 6 years, listen to this, 201 wins, 14 losses, assistant coach Tanya Cardoza. She joined the UConn athletic staff 15 years ago, coming to Connecticut with head coach Gino Auriemma to build what has become both a national program and a national championship team. She's played an integral part in every facet of UConn women's basketball's success story. Associate head coach of the national champs, Chris Daly. In the spring of 1985, he was named head coach of women's basketball at Connecticut, taking over a program which had experienced just one winning season prior to his arrival in stores. 15 years later, Connecticut is the nation's top-ranked women's program, having played in 12 consecutive national tournaments and having won 2 national championships. He's been named the National Coach of the Year 3 times, and he just returned from Atlanta, where yesterday he was named the Naismith National Coach of the Year. Please welcome the head coach of your UConn women's basketball national champions, Gino Auriemma.
All right. Hey, that's enough from the band over there. You guys calm down. First of all, I have this hat on because I wanted to remind me that pretty soon it's going to get warm here in Connecticut. And second of all, I want to say hi to Joe Gianelli, our golf coach. He's back home watching us on TV. And Joey, I'm thinking about you. You know, whenever people talk about who has the greatest job in the world, other than John Rowland, I mean, I think I got the greatest job in the world. I get to work with some of the best people in the whole world. I get to, you know, and I get to tell people about what it's like to coach at Connecticut. And unless you're part of this, and don't, you know, let me finish before you say anything. Unless you're part of this, you really, really don't understand what it all means. And just to give you an idea, yesterday I was in Atlanta, and I received the Naismith Coach of the Year award. And one of the people that was there is a coach from another team that we played last week, and she said something about. She said something about that they have the greatest fans in the world, and that the only reason she can say that is because she's never had a parade in Hartford for her team like we've had for ours. What I didn't want to say to them was, we definitely have the best team in the country behind me, and the number 2 team in the country is in front of me. I know it's been a long day, and it's been a fun day. I want to just say thank you to my family, my wife Kathy, my daughter Jenna and Alyssa, my son Michael, who's not here. Those of you that spend a lot of time away from your families, you know how hard it is, and all this success wouldn't be as good if you couldn't share it with your family and friends, and I'm lucky I get a chance to do that. The next thing I would like to do is thank my mom for the holy water. Holy water only works. Holy water only works on people. It doesn't work on Mother Nature. She's got her own ideas about what she wants to do. You know, I get a lot of questions about next year. I get a lot of questions about how good we're going to be. I just want to leave you. I just want to leave you all with this, really. If you're lucky in life, you get to experience some great, great moments, but only if you're really lucky. A lot of people work really hard in their lives and don't get a chance to experience some of the things that I've had the opportunity to experience. To win 1 national championship is pretty incredible. To win 2, that kind of validates the first one, in that we went back with a whole different cast of characters and we did it again. I don't presume to sit here and tell you that there's going to be a 3rd or 4th or 5th or anything like that. All I'm telling you is this. I know what we needed to do to win the first one and the second one, and I think I know what it would take to win a 3rd one. And I'm telling And I'm telling you right now, in front of all these players, we are going to be back here next year with a third one. I promise you that. Thank you very much.
A proud day for Coach Gino Auriemma, promising a third championship next year.
And we'll be here when that happens. Thank you very much. That concludes our live coverage of the Tournament of Champions and the March of Champions, the University of Connecticut Women Huskies. Stay tuned for Channel 3 coverage, live coverage of the Masters Golf Tournament. For Scott Haney and Dee Griffin, I'm Al Tersey with Denise DeCenzo. Have a great day.